Welcome to Diversity Matters. This program is designed to highlight the diversity-related activities throughout New Hanover County schools and the greater Wilmington community. I'm Valita Quattlebaum, Chief Communications Officer for New Hanover County Schools. This month on our program, I'm joined in the studio by Emily Watkins, the Director of Corporate Development for the United Way of Cape Fear. She and I will discuss the important role the United Way plays in bridging the gap of economic diversity in our community. Then in the second half of the show, my co-host Maria Black travels to Isaac Bear Early College High School to speak with a diverse group of students who have chosen in their junior year to undertake the daunting task of graduation project. Their personal stories and the topics they have selected for their projects will amaze you. So don't go away. This edition of Diversity Matters will get started right after this short break.
Poor nutrition today will increase Sarah's chances of anemia, add to her healthcare costs, sick days, even stunt her ability to learn. And the thing is, Sarah's not even born yet. Get proper nutrition before it's too late. Call or visit WIC. WIC provides nutrition information, healthcare referrals, even food. Your child has you, and you have WIC.
Welcome to Diversity Matters. I'm Valita Quattlebaum, and joining us today is Miss Emily Watkins. Emily is the Director of Corporate Development for the United Way of the Cape Fear area. Emily and I will be discussing economic diversity today, and we'll talk about how United Way strives to bridge that gap in our community. Emily, welcome to Diversity Matters.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Let's talk about United Way and this year's campaign. What's new this year?
This year, we're always trying to grow. I think we always want to build awareness. It's easy to know what some of the more direct service nonprofit agencies in our area do. You know what a food bank does, you know what a shelter does. And what I hear about United Way so often is, I know that you do good things, but I'm not exactly sure what they are.
Right.
So we're always trying to find new ways to get our message across. I think one of the most important things to know about United Way is that United Way is completely local, completely independent from any other organization, even other United Ways.
So all the money is staying right here in the Cape Fear region.
Every penny is staying right
That's
here.
great.
It's literally banked here and then invested here by local people who live and work here.
Okay. Now let me ask you this painful question.
Okay.
This is probably the toughest economic time that I've ever seen in my lifetime, and people are really feeling the crunch. So in education, we have salary freezes.
Absolutely.
So can you explain to our listeners why it's important for us to still give?
Absolutely. I think, you know, we keep hearing that the economy is recovering and, you know, maybe in some ways we're making progress that way, but we're still feeling it here, especially here locally.
Right.
And for that reason, the need is greater than it's ever been. The people that we're helping, there are more needs, there are more people in need. Folks that, you know, a few years ago were completely stable, never imagined they would be in a situation where they would need United Way services. More of those people than ever are in a position where they need some help. So for those of us that do still have jobs, it's important for us to give back.
Right.
Because, you know, for so many reasons, but one of those is that, you know, it could be us. It could just as easily be us.
That's true, but for grace. Right?
Absolutely.
So here's a scenario I'll give you. Let's say I'm a teacher and every day I'm giving 100% to my students. I'm giving physically, emotionally, I'm even buying snacks, I'm doing all of this. Why should I give more?
That's a very real scenario. We know that.
That's real.
I think that the reason that teachers, they give so much and they continue to give, not only should they, but they do, especially in our area. The teachers always rise to the occasion. And I think it's because the teachers see the need. They have a front row seat to exactly what's going on in the community. When I go to schools, I talk about NC 211, the phone line that connects people to the services that are available to help them. I talk about the prescription discount programs, and the teachers' eyes light up because they're thinking of families.
They know a child in their
people.
classroom
Exactly.
who's going to get that help.
And they want that information for me to go and hand out in their classrooms. They know that no matter how much they give, those kids still need them above and beyond. And for all the kids that they see, for all of the families that are represented there, there is still more. And so the teachers in this area, and for everyone who finds themselves in that situation, there are so many folks here. I know DAC is closing. That's, you know, a big deal for us. They've
What
always
is DAC?
been. DAC is a industrial plant.
Okay.
They've always been large supporters of United Way, and now United Way, we're going out to share information about them, about services that are available, because that plant is closing in Brunswick County. It's one of the largest employers there.
Oh my.
So there are so many people in that situation. And even so, last year, you know, with the news looming that it might close, those folks were as generous as they've ever been. And the teachers do the same thing.
Oh, great. And so, say if I already give generously, I give my tithes at church and I give to other charities, why should I give to United Way?
I think any way that we give back is wonderful, and United Way recognizes that and applauds that in any context. But there are so many reasons why a gift to United Way is a great addition to your current philanthropy. I think one of the greatest reasons is the return on the investment you get when you give to United Way. I don't know of any other organization that can take any gift, no matter how big, no matter how small, and apply it to the entire continuum of needs in our community.
Right.
And once that happens, as a donor, you have that feedback, the accountability. We are tracking every investment that we make in local programs. They report to us quarterly, and we can let you know exactly what your gift has done, exactly how many people it helped, and how it helped them.
Right. Well, I've never seen giving come back void. You know, when
Absolutely.
you give, you receive.
Absolutely.
That's what I believe personally.
Yes, ma'am.
So suppose someone wants to give, but they're only able to give a small amount. Is that okay?
Oh, that's absolutely okay.
Can we still make an impact with a small amount?
Absolutely. And that is what our Community Impact Fund is built on, that premise. So many of us can only give a little bit. And, you know, even more now as we're discussing you know, the tough times that people are in.
Right.
Giving to the Community Impact Fund, which is the pool of money that is undesignated through our campaign.
That's when you all decide where the money will go. It'll be spread out among all the agencies you work with?
That's right. We have groups of volunteers that come together and take a look at proposals from the local Health and Human Service nonprofits. These nonprofits are applying specifically on behalf of one of their programs. So we don't fund agencies, we fund specific programs.
Okay, within the agency.
Absolutely.
I
And
understand.
in many times, in many cases, it's a program that's a collaboration of many agencies. It increases the efficiency, it increases the reach that those agencies have in our area to help more people.
Okay. And let me ask you, as a United Way employee yourself, do you all give to
Oh,
the campaign?
absolutely, yes. We're all United Way nerds. I could talk about it all day, but we're all passionate about it, and I think it's because we have such a great vantage point to see the change that's happening because of community impact. We have a small staff, but we raised almost $8,000 this year in our campaign. We have 100% participation rate, and I think, you know, seeing it every day, it's hard not to give. It's hard not to be passionate about it.
I'm passionate about it. In New
You
Hanover,
absolutely are.
I am. I really believe in it. At New Hanover County Schools, we have about a 21% participation rate. So one of my goals this year is to increase that rate.
That would be great. And, you know, 21 versus 100, you have a lot greater, surface area to cover. We have, 12 people in our office.
Right, we have 43 schools and
exactly.
lots of different departments.
You have a unique challenge.
Right.
But I think putting that call out there for 100%, no matter how, small a gift you can give, if you give, you're counted in that percentage.
Right.
And I know that Paul McCumbee, our campaign chairman this year, has thrown a challenge out and invited Fuzzy Peach in, and they're going to reward every school that reaches 100% with Fuzzy Peach.
Fuzzy Peach.
Right there at the
Wow.
school. It's exciting.
I'm sure we'll get some schools.
Oh, I hope so.
with that.
That'll be so fun.
That's awesome. So in your opinion, which focus area has the most need? Is it education or financial stability of families or health?
It's hard to say. It's hard to separate the different focus areas because they're so intertwined. If you are someone who is having a hard time and you need those financial stability services, odds are you have needs in the education and the health area as
that's
well.
Right.
I will say that this past year when our community impact groups came together, those focus areas are funded on a cyclical basis for 3 years. So this was the year that we took a look at the financial stability proposals. And the most proposals we'd had in any area before was 12. This year in financial stability we had 24. And it looks like we certainly expect for the needs in the other focus areas to continue to grow as well. It's a time of great need.
Well, let me ask you this. What percentage of our gifts go towards the local programs versus events that you have to sponsor?
Right,
How
that's
does
a
that
great
break
question.
down?
Our administrative rate is 13%. That's well below the local average and also below the recommended admin rate by the Better Business Bureau, which is 25%. At 13, we really work to keep that low. In our offices, we actually cleaned our own bathrooms for a while, just so it was one less expense.
Right.
We have a group that does that for us. They donate their services now, so that's great. We really work to look for ways that we never want a dollar that could go to service to go to anything but service. So we work to make sure that that's the case in as many circumstances as we possibly can.
Okay. So for a last minute appeal for any parents watching or our teachers or our kids, what do you want to tell us as New Hanover County Schools? What's our charge?
I think any amount that you can give, any way that you can
So if the kids want to have a bake sale.
Oh, absolutely. And kids will shock you. I know Ashley High School last year.
Ashley kids last year did a pie throwing contest and totally blew us out of the water raising money. They were awesome.
They have such giving hearts, and I think we can learn a lot from the kids so often. But you let them know that there are kids out there who may not have the opportunities or just the simple things, the food and shelter that they do, and kids really have a heart for that. I think we can be moved by our kids in the classroom and our families,
Right.
And
it
be
helps
moved to
build
give
their
that same
character
way.
too,
Oh,
about the
absolutely.
need to give.
And it's just an awareness issue. I think it's easy for us to believe that hunger and poverty are third world issues in some
Right.
other country, and they are right
They're
here.
right here in Wilmington,
It's
in New Hanover
staggering.
County.
It is.
Right. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for
so
having
much.
me.
Well, New Hanover County Schools will begin our 2013 United Way campaign on October 7th, and we're so excited about that. So if you're a parent or a teacher watching, please contact your school's United Way coordinator to see how you can help. Now don't go away. We'll come back and then we'll be traveling to Isaac Bear Early College High School. We'll be right back.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach your
likes you.
kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
Welcome to Diversity Matters. Today, we are at UNCW campus, where we're speaking with the students from the Isaac Bear Early College High School. Our topic for today is the graduation project. Students in New Hanover County schools who wish to graduate from high school and receive their diploma must complete the graduation project. Our students are going to share with us about their experience, provide some insight as to what this is like, and encourage future students who will also be working in the senior project. I understand that at Isaac Bear, students can be working on senior project during their junior year or as a senior. How is that determined? Who chooses when are you doing senior project?
Our teachers actually choose when we do junior and senior project during our incoming junior year. So at junior orientation, we each get a piece of paper that says if we're doing it the spring or fall semester of our junior and senior year.
Okay, wow, so at least you know in advance.
Yes.
Okay. Alonso, is it hard to choose a topic or a research for senior project?
Well, it's kind of hard to choose a topic, but if you go in the project knowing like what you're interested in, then it'll be easier for you to like decide what your topic is and how you want to pursue your research and like what do you want your product to be and everything like that. So I guess it's just preparation, knowing what you're interested in and like knowing what thing that you want to base your whole project around. That's the biggest thing.
Okay, great. Given that you are a part of a program that combines high school and college, have you done other projects that you feel give you an advantage or prepare you to be able to work on senior project?
I would say the start of freshman year, the workload prepares us enough for a graduation project because it's consistent work, but it prepares us to know how to do organization, how to do our work on time and be focused and continue to be focused throughout graduation project. And we also do science fair. It's a requirement, and that's also a target or a way, I should say, that we get prepared for a graduation project.
Okay, so you have to do a science project.
Yes.
And then I think I heard someone say in 9th grade, you guys got to do also a presentation, like a digital
Yes,
portfolio?
digital oral boards with Ms. Sokolinsky, and we have to make a website page about the 7 habits of a teenager. I think that's what it was called.
Wow.
Yeah, highly effective teens. And that was about a 3-month period, I want to say maybe. But at the end, we also had to present it to a board of judges, just similar to graduation project also. So that's also another way we got prepared.
Wow, that's wonderful. Alonso, how is taking senior project a challenge for you?
Well, it's just time management. I know I have things to do. It's just I have to like be prepared and be organized whenever I go to class. Like I have to have all my material ready, like knowing that, hey, I know that's to do, so I have to have it all printed out, presentable, so I can give it to the teacher. Because the worst thing in graduation project that can happen is you get behind, and then you also have like your other classes to focus on, and then you have to catch up on graduation project. So I think that's the worst thing that can happen, just getting behind. And then trying to play catch up, that's the biggest thing you want to try and avoid.
Okay, that actually was going to be my next question. So Talfa, if you would like to add to what he just shared, you know, how do you manage the fact that you have to take university courses at the same time that you have to do senior project, and on top of that, you are a junior?
They actually give us calendars so we can plan our times and our schedule, and I think that I rely on that most because I stick to it, and if I go off of that, it's like, whoa, what am I doing today? So I usually plan out my day and how much time I'm going to put into certain classes, and especially my graduation project, because you have to reach out to other people and to your mentor and plan with their schedules and times. So the calendar and planning what your day is going to be like is very effective in that.
Okay. Is there a connection, Alonso, between your senior project class and the other classes that you're taking?
Not really. The only connection that I guess you can say there is the methods of researching the material, because I know in like some classes you have to like do a whole like research paper about another topic that you're interested in, except for it's not as in-depth as graduation project. You don't have to find a mentor, you don't have to do a physical product. So I guess the only similarity I really see is like researching so much and trying to like put it all in an essay form. That's the only connection you can really make.
Okay. Now let's move on to the technology piece. Given that you guys have each one a laptop and that the level of technology at your school, it's greater than perhaps at the traditional school. By virtue of that, are you guys expected or required to really use technology for senior project presentation?
Well, in the requirement guidelines for senior project, you have to use 2 website-based sources, so that is a requirement, but I guess because we have the access to computers, we rely more on technology. But for my project, I've been using a lot more books because I think that that's where the full base is, and I can rely on that source much better than technology because it changes every day. So.
Okay. I have judged senior projects, but at the traditional high school, and it seems like there it's a wide variety of presentations in the sense of some students use PowerPoints and high technology. Other students present with a trifold. Is there a difference or an expectation for you guys that is different in that, or you have an option?
For the presentation aspect of the graduation
Yes.
project, we do PowerPoints because it's easier for us to like lay out all our information on each different slide. So it's like easier to present for us, because if we do a poster board, we have a lot of information. It's kind of hard to put all the main facts on a poster board, or instead we use PowerPoint. We can just like lay out a basis of each fact that we found and how we can, I guess you can say, we can present it in a more efficient form by using the PowerPoint. I guess you can say that.
Okay. You are a senior, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have friends that go to the traditional high school that you have kind of exchange quote unquote notes as to what the expectations are for her or him as they work on their project versus what you're doing?
Well, my friends at the normal high schools, they're not taking graduation project yet, but I had one friend and she took it before I did. But I guess the only thing she really told me was just try and like be prepared and know that it's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be a couple long late nights that you're going to stay up and try and like work on something, try and tweak this and make this perfect. So that's the only real communication me and my friends did regarding graduation project.
Okay. So far, what would you say are some of the things that you have gained from this experience?
How to be on time, meet deadlines, and organization. I think I've grown in planning myself and preparing myself and being ready, and I think that is basically just time management skills. So it definitely prepares you for that, going out into the community, meeting new people, and being an open, more vibrant person to get to talk to people and know how to communicate with people, especially your mentors.
Okay,
So.
great. If you had the opportunity of making any changes, if they called you from the state board and they said, Talfa, Alonso, make some suggestions, what changes would you make to improve senior project? What would that be?
The biggest change I would say is that the biggest change I would suggest would be to, I guess, go to a student at a younger grade and say, all right, I want you guys to start thinking about your senior project. Like, what things are you interested in? And just try and like get a like basis of like how you're gonna do your project. Like know your topic, know what your physical product might be, and just like, because in one semester it's a lot to plan, it's a lot to research. So if they go to you at like in the younger grade level, then it'll be a lot easier for you to say, all right, this is what I'm gonna do. This is how I'm gonna pursue. This is the outcome I want to happen. And then as you have the time from that grade to when you finally take graduation project, you might change it, but you'll still have everything set out right for you to I guess, build your project off of.
Do you have any suggestions?
I would say that if it was a junior, if it's a big enough senior project that you can't do it in one semester, then maybe if the person wanted to extend their senior project because they're doing research themselves, or extend the time limit, I would say that it would probably be like a year's worth of research maybe, and if the student wants to do it. And so that's basically what I have.
Those are great suggestions. Yeah. Perhaps, you know, the people that have input and considering these processes are listening, and those are great suggestions, so thank you. As we close, what would be a piece of advice that you will provide students that are now preparing or thinking about senior project for the spring semester?
Mostly just be prepared to do a lot of work and try and just know what you're going to do and try and just like do it all first. Like try and like knock out your first part of your research, try and like knock that out in an efficient manner, because you don't want to wait till the last day and then you'll be staying up all night trying to finish a rough draft for your research paper. Just try and like plan everything out in a good time. Try and get your mentor first. Try and get your interview done. Like try and get your interviews done, and just try and like plan everything out first. And then after you plan everything out, like how you're going to do everything, then you should just like try and just do it all as quick as you can, and then have time at the end to try and like tweak things, make things better, and fix it from that.
Okay. Great, thank you.
I would say get with a junior or senior who's already done senior projects so they can show you the ropes and the guidelines of what you need to prepare for and what you need to do, so you can get started on it earlier, like he was saying, and it gives you a more relaxed kind of feel instead of rushing time and time again, and trying to get it all together at the last minute if that's the type of person you are. But if you know that you need extra time on it, start thinking about it now, and maybe, like I said, get with another person who's already done it.
If you would like more information about senior project requirements, please go to our website, www.nhcs.net. Thank you for watching, and don't go away. We'll be right back.
Al ocurrir un choque de autos, 3 de cada 4 niños no van tan seguros como deberían de ir, porque sus asientos no son colocados correctamente. Con el sistema Latch es más sencillo hacerlo bien, manteniendo a sus hijos protegidos. Colocando, ajustando, abrochando. Aprende más en safercar.gov.
Thank you so much for joining us for this edition of Diversity Matters. If you would like more information on our district's ESL program, call Maria Black at 254-4202. And feel free to call the New Hanover County Schools Public Relations Office at 254-4245 if you have a story idea or for any future edition of Diversity Matters. Until next time, I'm Valita Quattlebaum, and on behalf of my co-host Maria Black, thank you for watching. We'll see you next month, right here on Diversity Matters.